All right, sorry for the fan noise in the back, but I wanted to make a little bit of or a little content about these fuse boxes. So this is a like a 94 to 95 style OBD1 Integra. A lot of these do cross over, so I'm sure that you could use this in your Civic as well. Some of the different components in these are like the wiper switch. Some cars don't come with a like a wiper that has controls for fast, medium, or slow, medium, and fast. Some of these do differ in those aspects, but a lot of these are the same, but these are also going to be different in 94, 95, and the OBD1s because they're going to use the bigger style fuses like this, and then once it goes to like OBD2 they get smaller and some of the layout changes and things like that. But one of the main things I wanted to go over on these is that these little prongs right here, so there's actually, was it 5? So there's 5 prongs. They are labeled right there as well. So it says 1, 2, 3, and then it says 4, 5. The reason why these are actually here is because these are actually, I don't remember which set it is, but I believe 3 of them are going to be constant power and 2 of them are ignition power. So instead of tapping into wires or, you know, finding or putting something on a switch or something like that, they actually put these on here for a reason, and that's for you to be able to tap into these for accessories. So if you get up under there and you know, just probe one and see if it has constant power, then you'll know, obviously, you can put constant power on that. If you need something to stay constantly on, which there's not really a whole lot of things like that, or you can use one of the 2 that are for ignition power. So when you turn your key once and then you turn the ignition on, then it will actually power the male connector that's inside there. So that little pin that's right there that you can hook a wire onto. So that way you can actually use that for either turning on like gauges, like aftermarket gauges. You can use it to power up an external radio that's not connected to the factory system. I mean, you could use it for a countless amount of things, and you can also use it for a relay. So let's say that, you know, heaven forbid, your entire system is jacked up and your ECU is not sending power to your main relay, and your main relay isn't connecting to your fuel pump, and your fuel pump isn't turning on, or something like that. So you can actually direct wire this to a relay and then run constant power to that relay to your fuel pump, and then that way your fuel pump will turn on with the signal from here when you turn the ignition on. Now it's going to be constant. It's not going to flip through and cycle like it would if it's going from your ECU to your main relay. You know how you turn it on to ignition, it primes and then shuts off. Obviously it wouldn't do that. It would send a constant signal as soon as you turn on your ignition. But irregardless, just remember that this is a lot cleaner solution for you to be able to utilize that. And you can also get the connectors that you can pop in here. I'm not exactly sure which ones it is, but they do make connectors that you can literally plug in there and you can unplug. It would be just as the same as you would unplug this relay right here if you find the right connector for these to be able to plug in. But irregardless, you can use a wire tap on a, you know, a female side where it has like a butt connector, and you can just slip onto that metal probe that's inside there, and you can see how there's 5 of those. But these are on, I believe there's less of them on the newer cars. I may be misremembering, but irregardless, definitely on OBD1 cars, this is exactly how it looks. So just remember, if you're looking for a spot to run a relay from, especially if it's underneath the dash, you don't want to go splicing into wires and running a wire from the battery, or, you know, doing something of the sort where you could literally just run a wire from here, directly over to your relay here and then run it back to the fuel pump or whatever accessory that you're trying to power. So just a little food for thought if you guys are having issues like that and you're looking for a constant power or an ignition power. So I hope that helps some people, and it definitely will make your car a lot cleaner and simpler. And you know, that's what I'm all about. I don't like using non-factory things, and if you can use the factory options that it gave you, hey, you know, that's a win-win. So share this with your friends. If they don't know about these little clips right here or what they do, or if you didn't know, drop a comment below and let me know what you would hook to those.